fully expect that some of you guys are gonna have your mind blown by what I'm about to share. And the other half of you, you're gonna be commenting all of these little hate messages, and I'm totally prepared for that. But here's the thing. There's this weird controversy going on right now, and I don't even know why this is happening, where there are some people out there that say that horse riding is actually cruel or abusive to horses. So I'm going to be talking about my personal opinions and experiences based on facts and logic and reason. I'm not going to be talking about like unicorns and butterflies here. These are actual true stories. Now, I am an FEI level 2 show jumping coach, okay? I have actually worked internationally with horses in over 20 different countries, okay? I've worked in Zambia, I've worked in Greece, I've worked in Belgium, Germany, Egypt, India, Bhutan, okay? I've worked in a lot of places, I've ridden thousands of horses, and I have a lot of experience on this topic. Now, I'm gonna step aside from horses for just a moment because I wanna share a story about a dog. And the reason I want to share this dog story is because equestrians, you're going to relate to this, and non-equestrians, you're probably also going to relate to this. Now, one time I was actually hiking in India in the Himalayan mountains, and I am a blonde, like solo traveling, green-eyed, white woman, and I was in my 20s. And India is not necessarily the safest place for a blonde, solo, 21-year-old, green-eyed, blonde hair, blah blah, woman to be wandering around alone in the mountainside. So there I was, and I was determined to walk to this specific temple because I really wanted to see this temple. And so I started walking on the road up the mountain to see this temple. And I hadn't even really started my hike when out of nowhere this stray dog appeared. Now, the stray dog was a stray dog, okay? He was a street dog. He was, you know, he was not friendly. He didn't let me pet him or something like that. He was curious about me. He was kind of looking at me, and he was curious, but he was very shy, and you could tell that he was basically a feral dog, okay? He looked fairly healthy, however, though he was a stray dog, and he seemed very athletic and very fit. Well, this dog kind of saw me hiking alone up this mountain and decided that he was going to protect me that day. So he started following me during this hike, and he actually hiked with me for a few hours up this big mountain to the temple. And he actually was so determined to follow me and ensure my safety that he actually went inside the temple just to kind of escort me and make sure I was okay. So this dog has never, I didn't get to pet him, okay? I gave him a little bit of food, secretly, but you know, he wouldn't let me pet him. He was, you know, feral, but he kind of took it upon himself that his job for the day was escorting me, this kind of vulnerable woman, to this temple. And he did that. And the reason I'm bringing up this dog is because I have met so many horses that was just like this dog. Okay, not all horses get along with all riders, okay? Definitely there are some riders that they don't really know what they're doing, or they're beginners and they're learning how to ride correctly, where you can definitely agitate your horse a little bit if you're pulling too much on the reins or something like that. But horses, I mean, they're 1,200-pound animals. If they don't want you up there, they will and they can at any moment get you off, okay? And I've seen and I've worked with Olympic professional riders, and I've seen them fall off horses. So don't tell me that if a horse doesn't want you up there, it won't do something about it, because they can, okay? There's a reason why at the rodeos, the cowboys only last 8 seconds up there, okay? There's a reason. Now, the other thing is, a lot of horses, they love their jobs, okay? Not all horses like all jobs. I've met some horses that they don't really enjoy jumping, so we don't really jump them, or they don't really enjoy, I don't know, whatever it is. So, you know, maybe you have to do some dressage to help them, you know, their fitness or their training, but maybe the most fun that they have is jumping, or they love going out on the trails. But I personally, I have a mare. She's a part Arabian, and she is one of those, just like this dog, she's a worker. She loves work, and she loves having a job. And if you were to take that away from her, believe me, she would be bored out of her mind, because every winter I give her a couple of months off and she doesn't really like it, okay? Honestly, she enjoys doing things, and she's so passionate and so enthusiastic about doing things that she loves saddling up and going for a ride. So, to all of those out there who are thinking that horses don't like being ridden, probably if you've ever tried it and that horse didn't really like you, it's probably because they didn't like you or what you were doing, or they didn't like that specific job or that task. That does not mean that all horses in the entire universe do not like horse riding, and they don't like going out on a trail, and they don't like jumping, or whatever it is, okay? So you have to understand that all horses are different. They're just like people. They all have different personalities. You have some horses which are a bit lazy, some which are very energetic, some that like going out, some that don't really like going out. You have a variety of things, and you cannot just across the board, you cannot expect that they are going to enjoy every single rider or every single scenario. But horses in the wild typically in one day are traveling naturally 30 to 40 miles to find food and water. So if you are having a horse and you think that they're just good for lawn ornaments and not getting ridden, you are very wrong about that. Unless you have, 1,000 acres field to throw them out on, probably your horse is happier going out on these long rides, even if it's an hour long or whatever, because that is more natural to them. They are very nomadic by nature, and they love the movement, which is why if you go and you study wild herds, or maybe you travel to Mongolia or something, you see how nomadic the horses are and how much they move in one day. So your tiny pasture or stall is probably not big enough to entertain them, hence why riding them and exercising them and exposing them to different things and keeping their minds busy and active is actually the best thing you can do for your horse. Please comment below if you agree or disagree. I am so happy to hear either way. And be sure to like this video if you actually have a horse in your life which loves their job and loves their work and loves getting ridden. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.